The single dad janitor pauses during his morning routine, notices the elderly woman waiting quietly, and casually signs, "Good morning." To him, it's instinctive, just basic human decency. But to the billionaire's deaf mother, it feels like something far rarer: recognition. For years, she has lived surrounded by people who speak around her, not to her, treating her silence as absence rather than difference. That one-signed greeting opens a door she thought had been sealed forever. Her eyes light up as she responds, and within moments the two are exchanging simple signs about the weather, the early hour, and the calm of the morning. What the janitor doesn't know is that this woman carries a lifetime of unspoken grief. A husband lost too soon, children raised in a world that never learned her language, and a constant loneliness hidden behind wealth and elegance. As their brief conversation continues, her emotions surface, not through words, but through expression. The janitor listens without interrupting, without pity, offering something she hasn't felt in years: to be fully understood. This small act of empathy reveals a deep, unexpected connection between two lives separated by class but united by shared pain and resilience. Watching from a distance, the billionaire's triplet children slowly realize what's happening. The man they barely notice every day has given their grandmother something money never could: a voice. In that quiet moment, they understand that true connection doesn't come from power or privilege, but from the willingness to see, learn, and care. What began as a simple "good morning" becomes the start of a story no one saw coming. While others pass by without a second glance, speaking around her instead of to her, the single dad janitor does something different. He doesn't raise his voice, doesn't slow his words, and doesn't show awkward pity. Instead, he lifts his hands and speaks her language, sign language, smooth, respectful, and natural. In that moment, her silence is no longer invisible. His fluency isn't performative, it's lived in. Every gesture carries patience, dignity, and care, shaped by years of real experience rather than formal obligation. To him, communication isn't about convenience, it's about connection. Where others see a limitation, he sees a person worthy of being understood. The billionaire's deaf mother feels it immediately. The tension she's learned to carry melts away as she realizes she doesn't need to explain herself, struggle to read lips, or pretend she understands spoken words. For once, she can simply be. And that simple relief brings emotion to the surface: gratitude, warmth, and a long-buried sense of belonging. What makes this moment powerful isn't the skill itself, but the compassion behind it. Anyone with money could hire an interpreter. Anyone with status could delegate understanding. But this man chose to learn, not for recognition, not for reward, but because caring demanded it. His hands tell a story of humility, sacrifice, and quiet strength built through hardship and responsibility. As people nearby continue walking, unaware of what they're missing, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. In a world obsessed with titles and wealth, his character shines brighter than any fortune. Without saying a word, he proves a truth few ever learn. Real value isn't measured by what you own, but by how deeply you choose to see others. When the billionaire's triplets finally understand what they're witnessing, the world seems to pause. At first, there's confusion. This is just the janitor, someone they pass every day without noticing. But then they see their grandmother's face soften, her posture relax, her hands move freely in response. They recognize something they've rarely seen before: comfort. Shock settles in as the realization hits. This man, with no title and no influence, is communicating with her in a way they never truly have. Not out of obligation, not because he was asked, but because he chose to learn her language. The triplets exchange silent glances, each feeling the weight of what they've overlooked for years. Admiration follows quickly, and with it, a quiet sense of humility. They've grown up surrounded by wealth, power, and solutions that money could buy. Yet none of it prepared them for this moment, where genuine humanity outshines privilege. The janitor isn't trying to impress anyone. He isn't aware he's being watched. That authenticity is what makes the scene unforgettable. For the first time, the triplets understand that respect isn't commanded by status. It's earned through empathy. The room grows silent, not out of discomfort, but reverence. Words feel unnecessary. In that stillness, something shifts inside them. Their definition of success begins to change. This single moment silences even the most privileged voices, replacing entitlement with awe. They realize true power doesn't come from inheritance or influence, but from the ability to make another human being feel seen, heard, and valued, without ever speaking aloud.